Punishment and reward. It's something many of us know about because we're raised this way. But what I want to help you guys understand is that God and the universe did not create this way of being. People did. And as we break down that understanding, we can start to see how many of our ego wounds or ego injuries that come from, conditioning and programming are not in alignment with what the universe is teaching. What they are in alignment with is the limits we were given from the time we were born. Watch this video. Hello guys, if you're new to my channel, please click the little subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I should also just mention briefly that little join button. That's if you want to become a member of my YouTube community where you get a whole bunch of fun things. So check that out. But in this video, I want to talk about punishment and reward. It's a really important subject. Punishment and reward is when, you didn't do something right, I'm going to punish you. You didn't act the way I want you to act, you're going to be alone in isolation. You did something wrong, you're not lovable. You did something right, I love you. You get an A, you're amazing. What punishment and reward does is it teaches us not only our worth is in our accomplishments, but our worth is in our behavior. And so what happens is a lot of us grow up with shame, feeling like we're bad, the bad kids. We did all these things wrong, which is why mommy and daddy didn't love me. Or we feel like this extreme pressure to achieve because I only got the attention and love I needed when I kept achieving. And I don't really know who I am outside of that because there was an uncertain identity. Wow, right? Wow. So a lot of clients come to me and have this really interesting misinterpretation that I also had before I started doing all this work and sort of awakening is we think that if something bad is happening, it's because I'm bad or doing something wrong. This person would love me if there wasn't something wrong with me. This person wouldn't be upset if I did something better. This is energetic codependency. I have videos on that you can check out. But when we think that things are happening because of a reflection of our worth or our identity, we are in the ego zone. See, this is about upgrading our perception into a soul having a human experience rather than I'm a wounded being trying to find my confidence or trying to know who I truly am. Our uncertain identity is running the show when we get super affected by externals, by things that happen, by opinions that happen. And what we have to understand, and this is really hard, we have to understand that God in the universe, whatever you believe in, does not punish you at all. The world and the events that happen reflect to you not your worth, but your belief about your worth. See, our ego runs around town all day long looking for evidence that, see, I'm right or I'm wrong. The universe doesn't give you indications of right and wrong. You just are. You just exist. You're just a beautiful, what's wrong with my lighting? You're a beautiful soul who has been conditioned and programmed based on your upbringing, based on punishment and reward a lot of the time. And if we can erase that, if we can start to see that mom and dad are also humans that had wounding, we can realize that they are not God. In fact, we put that onto boyfriends and girlfriends too, this false idolization. And what that does is it gives our power away to the wrong place. The universe is not punishment and reward. The universe is not wounded. And so when we're not being sort of reflected by people with wounds, we know that we're not wounded. We know that we are enough. When we take the universe as our father and mother, or God, whatever you want to call it, and we realize that no matter what we do, I just want you to play with this idea. No matter what I do, I'm still loved. Whoa, what a concept. No matter what I say, I'm still enough. No matter what I achieve, I'm still good, right? What a concept. How many of your parents raised you and said, no matter what you say, do, or whatever, you're still enough? We didn't get that message. We got the message, how you behave and what you achieve has a lot to do with how you're treated. But it's just not true. That's called conditional love. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with the parents that did this. This is the best they could do with what they had. But we are learning a new way now. We are learning emotional intelligence. We are learning that behavior doesn't equal worthiness, and achievement doesn't equal worthiness. Those are things we need to, teach, but we need to teach in a way where we are born knowing that we are whole and we are amazing and we are divine. And what we need to be taught is when we act in ways outside of that, it's going to not feel so great. And so one of the things I like to now talk about is when you act out of alignment of your own integrity, you feel it. You're like, ooh. When you act, sorry, I don't know what's going on in my life today. When you act in ways that cause negative emotion, the negative emotion is not saying be afraid that what you're afraid of is true, your unworthiness will be proven. What it's saying is what you're thinking about yourself is not in alignment with the universe. Time to upgrade. The universe knows you're amazing. If you did something wrong, it doesn't mean that you're wrong or bad or shamed. It means you didn't act in a way that's aligned with who you truly are, your truth, your love, your divinity, your worthiness. People who know that they're loved and worthy don't do bad things. So if you're doing bad things, it's because part of you thinks you're bad. Time to upgrade the identity. Time to understand that there's something back there. There's a belief you hold still that means I'm not enough, or I wouldn't be doing these things. I wouldn't be thinking these things. I wouldn't be saying these things. When we upgrade our identity to understand that we are born whole, born lovable, born worthy. Hard for a lot of people to understand because maybe they weren't taught that way, or maybe, so many different reasons. But that is who you are. And when you start to act and live on behalf of that understanding, you start to see that the things that happen in life are not happening to you, but they're happening for you. An example, I was saying this to a client last week. She's like, but I'm doing good things. Why did he dump me? Okay, little example. And I said, why do you think he dumped you? And she goes, because I'm not enough. I said, really? If I were me thinking I'm wonderful, I do good things for the world, I love who I am, I know my flaws, I'm good with them, and someone dumped me, I ain't going to think he dumped me because of me. I'm going to think he dumped me because he's going through something, or we weren't a fit. It's not because I'm not worthy or not good enough. What that shows you is a reflection of you. Your identity is based in someone else's opinion or action. And so what we need to do there is anchor in and strengthen your sense of self so that when these things happen, it doesn't make you waver. It doesn't make you uncertain of your identity, but you know your identity. And when these things happen, instead of questioning yourself, you question the situation. Maybe this wasn't the right fit, instead of there's something wrong with me. See how often things happen to you, external events happen, and how you react. When external events happen, do you take it personal? Do you say, oh my gosh, God's telling me I'm bad? Punishment, reward? Or do you take it as, oh, this is happening. How am I perceiving it? That's what's going on. How I perceive what happens is what's going on in me that I need to work on, heal, and upgrade. External reality is a reflection of internal experience. What am I experiencing? If I'm experiencing that I'm not enough, if someone rejects me, I'd be like, see, confirmation I'm not enough. If I'm experiencing that I'm pretty awesome and someone rejects me, I'd be like, I wonder why that is. That sucks. It bothers me, but it doesn't sway my sense of self. So when we're raised with punishment and reward, we often tend to think that the universe works that way too, and it certainly doesn't. And so what we get to do is really look at the evidence. What is happening? How am I taking it? What if I changed the way I'm taking it and pretended for a moment that I am worthy no matter what and I'm lovable no matter what? Would I perceive this experience as different? Would I feel it and experience it differently than I'm experiencing it from a wound? Something to think about. Punishment and reward. You are not your achievements, and you are not your bad behavior. You are beautiful, worthy, and lovable. Now, when you start to act beautiful, lovable, and worthy, is when you start to feel total synchronicity and alignment. When you act in alignment with how you truly feel, because that's who you truly are, you start to feel alignment. When you feel a lot of things going wrong, what I would say is upgrade your beliefs. What do you think is wrong with you? Are you still going into that place of self-blame and shame? If so, you're going to experience punishment in the universe. You're going to experience it as that. Bad things are still going to happen even when you awaken. But how you perceive them is the key. So bottom line, when I say that everything is happening for you and not to you, what I mean is everything is happening to bump up against those parts inside of you that are perceiving from a negative experience, from an inner wound. The world, the universe is trying to heal you. And so when we can take away that punishment reward system and see that what if everything's just happening and it's the way I'm perceiving it or feeling it or experiencing it that needs to be upgraded and healed. Think about that. Just hold on that for a minute. Try it. Test it out. In the meantime, guys, all links are below. Emotional Rehab starts again April 1st. There's an extra discount code. Please make sure to use that if you sign up soon. And please do sign up soon because we're going to be closing up in about a week. So that link is below along with everything else. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon.